Hello and welcome to another episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. This is Beriathan of the Citadel Guard of Gondor. We are back in Lorien. We still have a couple tasks to do for the Elves in Caer Namrod before we go back to Bossi in Moria. So, first thing we need to gather some wood, some stones, and some saplings. The first stop is here in the north. I'm not sure which one of these it's gonna be. I will see. First of all, let us take the lock boxes in here. We have discovered Caerog Brazil. Alright. Seems it didn't take the content of this lockbox. Unless there is none. Yeah, could be. Okay, so here we have the wood, the birch wood that we need to pick up. But I think here in Caerog Brazil there is something else. Maybe we're not at that point yet, but here we have Amrod and Nimrodel again. And here we also have the saplings. Good. The saplings both are dropping and its bark looks brittle. So let us continue looking. Here. Another sapling in here. And wood. I think at some point we'll come back here to defeat those hungry shrews. Does ring a bell. I'm not sure. Fighting shrew. Yeah, that sounds familiar. Okay, one last sapling in here. Now we need to gather stone from the riverbed. Here again. We're close. Alright, so, stone, here. Let us look for more stones. Yeah. just trying to advance the deed. Still missing 12 more, so that's, what, 6 more fights to get all the progress for today. So hopefully we can get that. Hopefully we can get all those soon. We're only missing 1 more stone. There's one here. Alrighty. So now we can go back. All these elves are in Caerog. Alright. We have discovered Citadel. Okay. Vineyard, Simlat, Palayet, Garden of Memory, Wallet, Salgiltriad, Caring Breathfield, the Quiet Garden. Alright. Alright, we're almost there to the hill of Caerog. And we're gonna complete the first tier of quests in Lothlorien and unlock some swift travel options. I hope all of them, but I'm not getting my hopes up.
May the stars of Elbereth shine upon you.
Welcome back. This will do, Beriathan. This will do very nicely. My heartiest thanks. In fact, turn your face a little towards the light. There. Hold still. Perhaps I have found my inspiration after all. You're so kind.
Hail, stranger. If you are rested, I have a request of you.
That has become a repeatable, but we're not gonna do this repeatable anymore.
Greetings. If you have a moment, I have need of your assistance.
We have completed Ally of Lothlorien, and we have a new title, Guest of Lothlorien, 10 LOTRO points. Let me see here then. So we have it. The title, The Galadhrim of Lothlorien welcome you as an enemy of the orcs in Moria. The deed, Defender of Lothlorien, will need to complete 15 more quests. And 10 LOTRO points. Alright, there is one here.
Welcome to the Golden Wood.
You have learned the tale. It is sad but beautiful, is it not? I hear that Arwen now resides again with her father in Imladris, awaiting the day when Aragorn claims his rightful inheritance.
Welcome to Lorien. May I have a word with you?
Now that you know the sweet history of Elessar and his lady love Undómiel, perhaps you understand the solemnity of their joining and their parting. The happiest time they had together was the season they spent in Lorien, especially here upon Caerog. It is the habit of many of us who have known either of them to spend time upon the hill in the sunshine, reflecting upon the sacrifices they have made for each other. It is a good way to put one's problems into perspective, among other things. Would you like to do so as well? It must be during the day, as Aragorn said when they spoke their promises. Neither the shadow, which he always repudiates, nor the twilight is for him, being mortal. Go to the southern side of the hill and meditate upon these matters for a time. We're in the late watches. But how long till dawn? It doesn't say. And I don't have Titan bar on this tune to know.
What business have you with the Lord and Lady?
Brittle bark? Dropping bows? These are not signs of any particular ailment with which I am familiar. I think we should need to seek advice about this.
The Galadhrim will need your aid.
If you are willing to be of further aid, Beriathan, I would ask that you seek out the Council of Orthyr, a scholar of the trees who has made the woods of Lothlorien, and especially the majestic trees in and around Cain Amrod, his particular study. Describe to him the symptoms you found on the Malberethil saplings and follow his advice. You will find him not far west of here, near the path.
Welcome to Lothlorien.
You have returned. Please, let me see what you have gathered. Wonderful, Beriathan, wonderful. These supplies are of excellent quality. Perhaps you too have a little of the artist about you. It would be most welcome for you to return and help me gather these ingredients while you are here. Perhaps I can stockpile enough to remove the need for another such trip for a good long time.
Sweet light, Rondir. Stay a moment and speak with me.
But this has also become unrepeatable, but once again, I'm not gonna repeat that one. Let us go to Orthyr and maybe we can do this little quest line if it doesn't require us to go too far while we wait for the dawn.
Welcome to Lothlorien.
My Govanin, you were sent from Malendathor. Very well, what assistance do you need? Ah, the Malberethil. The first Malberethil tree was a gift from those who dwell beyond the sea. We prize them so because they listen to the harmonies of Middle-earth itself and breathe them out to their surroundings. But you say they are suffering? This is no small matter. I fear that since our lands have been visited by so very many of the friends and allies of Gandalf the Grey and Elrond Have-Elben, the forest and its beasts have been quieter, frightened perhaps. I think that you might remedy this were you to sing to the saplings. Any song will do. Perhaps hearing of your homeland will strengthen them. When you have sung to them, seek out Sendil, another warden of the woods, whom I last saw in a clearing in Galadhrim, southwest of the hill of the first Malberethil. Alright. So yeah, we can do this really quick. After this, I believe this will also turn into a repeatable quest. I remember seeing a few people, not that many, complain about it, like, what are we doing singing to trees? So that's what I meant when I tell you Lorien might not be for everybody, because these are the kind of quests that you will get all around Lorien, listening to stories, singing to trees, gathering materials. But the only area in Lorien in which there is any combat to be had is this one over here, which we have not yet visited. But I enjoy a lot this change of pace, and personally I think singing to trees is like the most elvish thing you could ever do. So this is one of the most appropriate quests in Lothlorien if you ask me, and I do enjoy singing to trees. Let us just hope that they don't mind my voice. Because I don't think I'm that a good singer, but let's see how the trees receive my songs. Somebody attacking me? Ooh. You? Alright. Here we have it. We'll need to sing to these saplings. These saplings' leaves seem ragged around the edges. sapling seems ill. Okay, no, we need to sing, sorry. The sapling looks a bit less bedraggled. Oh, I know there was another one here. Okay, this one. I think, yeah, it's still usable, but you can, of course, repeat any of it. The sapling's bulbs look a bit springier. Good to know. Oh, there's got to be another sapling in here. Somewhere around here. Maybe this is what people find confusing. There is no way of telling which saplings you have already sung to or not. Well, there is a way, but you need to get close to them. So if you get the little pop-up text, that means you have not sung to that sapling, but if you don't, it means you already have. Well, I remember when the first time I did Lorien, and I basically learned the location of many things while doing the dailies, and the sapling locations was one of them. Wait. Oh, take this. We have this sapling. Alright, got to be this one. No? Okay, not this one. Okay, there's one. Alright, he now does look healthier. Well, let's go to Sendiel. Galadhrim. Let us just try to finish farming this bit for today. There are just 2 more uses of it away from the daily limit, so you'll be fine.
What business have you with the Lord and Lady?
Whence do you come, Warden? From Orthyr? That is strange. He usually has little patience for visitors. Perhaps you should start from the beginning. Thinking to the saplings. What a lovely cure, marvelous in its simplicity. If we are to take what the scholar of the tree says to heart, more music will have to be made throughout these woods, to replace the natural tunes of beasts and birds that have been silenced by the trampling of so many feet. The mention that you say Orthyr may of the first Malverthil tree has given me an idea.
A shadow falls beyond Lothlorien, against which we must be prepared.
You have been of great aid, Beriathan. Thanks to you, not only do we know what was wakening our beloved Malverthil, but I can send word to Malendathor to recruit other visitors to help repair the damage that their presence in Lorien is causing. It is clear that we have been remiss in our vigilant care of the Malverthil. I have one more task for you. Head into Tower Heath, in particular the area around Caerog Brethil. I suspect that the reason we have seen fewer Malverthil is that the shrews in the area have been dining on their seats. Please recover some of the seats and return them here. The animals collect them in considerable numbers to store away for the colder seasons. Alright, so now we have also completed Friend to the Galadhrim. We got a new title and some LOTRO points. There we go, Friend of the Galadhrim. Here we have the title Ally, well, the deed Ally to the Galadhrim, and here the title. You have spent time amongst the elves in Lothlorien, and they now consider you no longer be a threat. Well, thank you, I guess. Here we have the reputation, the Galadhrim. And 10 LOTRO points. Here we need to defeat the hungry shrews. Fighting shrew. Really, man? I don't want to fight you. I just want to fight the shrews, really. Okay, plenty of locked boxes in here too. Awesome. Now we need a few more shrews in here. What do you mean it didn't drop the last seed? Right, we have now all the seeds. Perfect. Let's go back. We are still in the late watches. How long before dawn, please? Shouldn't be long now, I believe.
What brings you to Lothlorien?
You have returned. Let us see. Yes, wonderful. This seed should have survived the little detour through the shrews. I do not foresee any difficulty planting them. Hopefully we shall soon see more Malbrefield saplings, if all goes well. That's it, you're not gonna give me any more repeatables, or are the repeatables located in Caer Namrod? Please exit the late watches. 4 Dawn. Oh god. I always forget about 4 Dawn. I always think the day cycles from late watches directly to dawn. It's not the case. And 4 Dawn takes a while, so we're not gonna wait in here for the day just for this one quest. So I think it's time to go back to Bosi, but first of all, we're gonna make a quick stop at Haldir's Talon. I thought it was gonna take a little bit longer for us to get to this point of the epic, so that's why I didn't take the quest from Haldir there. I'm not sure if the epic is gonna take you to Haldir before advancing further into Moria. I mean, there is a lot of back and forth in here too, and I'm not sure exactly how it goes. So I'd much rather just go talk to Haldir now that I know I'm going back to Moria. Thankfully, we're not that far. Oh, nice outfit.
We may have need of your help.
We do not often welcome strangers within our borders, Beriathan, but here we shall make an exception for you. Lady Galadhrim is aware that you are recently come from Moria, where you have done much to help secure the dwarves' footing there. She bade me not to hinder your crossing of the Nimrodel. You are welcome to take refuge in our Talon and share of our provisions, for I must speak with you at length on a serious matter. You may have noticed that orcs are pressing closer and closer to LOTRO, fairest of elven homes, and that there are plots and stirrings in Moria to set all the free peoples in this area ill at ease. It is therefore crucial that the dwarves hold fast in their newly reclaimed home. Their coming was an unforeseen blessing at a most fortuitous time. Our enemies' eyes are divided with stout warriors and builders checking the walls of their dark haven. But the dwarves are not secure. They need our help. In the Chamber of the Crossroads you will find an important dwarf who goes by the name of Hrolfur. He oversees much of what the expedition endeavors to accomplish. He did not wish to speak to our messenger, but you have reputation as a hero among the Iron Garrison. He will listen to you. Hasten to him, if you will, and bring him this note. I want you to help the dwarves as a token of goodwill from the Galadhrim. Let us take a read at this. To Hrolfur. I ask that you read this letter in full if you do not like your messenger, for there is much that I must bring to light before your eyes. That's a really strong opening. Can't wait to see how it goes. Yep, anytime now. Okay. I know that you do not seek our friendship, but pray understand that this age is changing in a most violent manner, and soon. Now is not the time to harbor old resentments. Quite a long letter. Do not spurn my offer of aid after you have heard what I have to say, for I believe it will be of great benefit to the folk of Bosi and Bróin. I ask you to recall the doors of Durin and the words they spoke ere they were torn from their hinges by the fell creature of the Black Pool. Speak, friend, and enter. An elvish riddle answered by an elvish word, melon to my kindred, friend in the common tongue. The elves of Eregion were reckoned friends to you very long ago. My memory is long indeed, and I know the potential of Moria beyond what your folk can fathom at this juncture. Two crucial things have been lost in the fall of Durin, and until these are restored to you, your worthy folk will be blundering in the dark, struggling ever against the evil that has taken root in the hall of your fathers. I ask you now to look upon the Moria that is remembered by the elves. It is filled with criss-crossing light beams that leap hither and thither from hole to hole, such a light as would blind the creatures who walk so boldly in places where they do not belong. Imagine also the ceaseless hum of water-powered wheels, spinning ever to power the forges and systems, allowing the dwarves to achieve impossible deeds with their great powers of crafting. Ghâr was the Hall of Mirrors, and Naladum was the deep place where the water wheels turned. These two systems now lie dormant, and I surmise from this that evil has settled there, as with many of the once fair places of this world. I have sent you someone who wishes to help you restore Moria to its former power and glory. We shall both benefit equally from your presence as our new neighbor. Indeed, your coming could not have occurred at a more fortuitous time. The Elves of Lorien are at your service. We seek to renew the friendship of old. This is the time for the good-hearted free folk to cast aside their differences and join against the discord that threatens to cover us all in darkness. Celeborn. Alright, let us bring this letter.
These halls will be great once more.
Swift travel to the Chamber of the Crossroads. So let us first talk to Bossy.
These are my first dealings with Celeborn of Lorien. I do not know what to make of him.
Welcome back to Casa Doom, Beriathan. I am disappointed that Gimli did not return with you, but I am sure he had his own reasons. His father Glóin has long been a close friend of my father and Brogu's father, and Gimli surely retains the honor of his forebears. This is my first dealing with Celeborn of Lothlorien, and I must confess I am not sure what to make of him. He has sent a number of elves to help us, and while I appreciate the assistance, they seem perhaps too eager to blame the dwarves of all troubles, both present and past. They have established a camp with one of my dwarves, Orvar Velhammer, in a newly excavated passage off Durin's Way, Buzun-ghâr. It is located in the very southeastern corner of Thorak-Bazan, in the southern wall, right near the exit from those gardens. You will find Thorak-Bazan to the northeast of this chamber. Yes, the tree-filled area on your map there. Journey there and lend Orvar your aid. He is having difficulties getting along with his elves. Yes, Hrolfur?
The time has come to drive forth the orcs from our kingdom.
So you come from the land of the Medellin elves, do you? I am sorry you took the trouble of coming all this way for naught. I know what they seek, for their backs to be shielded by the blood of the dwarves while they wander ever in peace in their haunted deeps. I will read this message, but... What? Indeed, I am a great fool. Lord Celeborn speaks of Moria flooded with rays of light and the creaking of the water wheels. Such ideas were lost to us when Durin fell. I now have two great tasks to achieve. Ghâr and Naladum, as Celeborn describes from his long memory, were great holes from whence the light and water flooded Khazad-dûm. They now lie dormant, surely under the sway of evil, as we find with all the once fair halls of our great kingdom. Can you help us to restore them, Beriathan? Please find some information on how this can be done. So this was just introduction to all the quests on Naladum and Ghâr, which I am not sure we can solo even at higher levels. I think you may be able to do the mirror holes, but for the water wheels you do need at least somebody else. So I'm just gonna wait a little bit longer until we have advanced a little bit more the other areas. The epic will have you go to Ghâr and Naladum, but there are solo versions of it that are much more easier, and they, as far as I know, do not count for this kind of quests. I'm coming back here to the 21st hole so that we can take the swift travel
will be great once more.
to Thorak-Bazan. For a moment I got scared. It didn't say anything about swift travel, but it had the icon and I had no idea what to trust. But oh well, thankfully it is a swift travel altogether. And now we'll just need to find Orvar, which is not far away. Just need to avoid some of these annoying goblins and bats. But this has to be the cave. Yeah, there we are. Undómiel, Nymphalek, and Orvar.
This cavern was recently unearthed, and the gardens here still thrive.
I am glad you are here, Beriathan. These elves have been sent by Celeborn for the purpose of helping us drive the evil out of Khazad-dûm, so they say. But they seem much more interested in casting blame about than in doing anything helpful. This cavern, Buzun-ghâr, was found shortly after you departed, and many of my folk were impressed by the state of it. The gardens still thrive, at least up here they do. Something rots and corrupts the plant life as you descend. But while we could use some real help in clearing the cave of danger, instead these elves speak often of digging too deeply and disturbing things best left undisturbed. If this is the best Celeborn has to offer, I'd rather he kept them in the woods. You talk to Grawulun, Beriathan, and see if I'm wrong. You'll see I am not.
Some evil lives at the bottom of Buzun-ghâr, and it corrupts the gardens here.
Listen to me, Beriathan, for this Orvar will not listen to reason. Some evil lives at the bottom of this cavern, and if this place is not sealed away, the evil may spread. This is always the way of dwarves. Why must they always dig into places they were not meant to go? Will they not be satisfied until no evil remains beneath the stone and all have come to the surface to lay waste to the homes of the elves and other good people?
What has drawn the Globsnaga to this cavern?
If Orvar will not listen to reason and collapse the only entrance to this passage, filling the corruption within, we must find its source and destroy it. Speak to Nymphalek about finding this source and dealing with it. We have seen Globsnaga orcs deeper within Buzun-ghâr and fear that they will soon climb up to this place. Have they been corrupted by the wilting rot, or is there some other cause of their affliction? These questions are secondary for the most important matter, Beriathan, that they be defeated before they can do us any harm. Destroy them as you undertake Nymphalek's scheme for cleansing the source of the wilting rot.
The rot that pervades Buzun-ghâr is not of the natural world.
And that gives us the duty of removing it. If Orvar will not listen to our advice and seal the passage, we must destroy the source of the wilting rot before it escapes into wider Moria and becomes a much greater threat. I believe I have the means to do this, Beriathan. This barrel will catch pure light, even at its most dim, and reflect it upon the corrupted walls of the passage. If you place it on a stone in the deepest area of Buzun-ghâr, it will be like a beacon to the evil of the rot, drawing forth whatever lies behind the wilting rot in agony. At that time, you must destroy the source of the rot, but use caution. You must remain close to the barrel, or its effects will not serve to weaken the master of the rot, whatever it may be. So, defeat Globsnaga. Basically that, defeat Globsnaga, reach the bottom of this, and place the barrel. So let's see how many of these we can pull, how many of them will die. For our blitz and dots. And let us keep calming down. Alright, all of them the aggro, that's the pain. But oh well, I'm sure there are plenty of Globsnaga deep down here. Quiet, please. Now I think the path we're looking for is through here. We have defeated all the warriors. We're now just missing 2 skirmishers. But I don't think there are skirmishers in here. Okay, here's one. Here's the creature we were looking for. Let us place the barrel in the stone. And that has awakened the beast. Oh my god. Defeated Grawulun the Caerog. So yeah, we now just need to come back and get the last skirmisher along the way. Let us fight these guys. Come on. That should be enough for that guy to die. Maybe those 2 as well. And we can retrace our steps. Which I think was to here. We didn't come up here, we did come up here. Let us keep coming up. But alright, and also from here. Perfect, awesome.
Grawulun the Caerog is defeated, but others of his kind may appear.
We are fortunate, Beriathan, that Grawulun the Caerog, diminished as already he was, could be weakened further by the light of the beryl you used to draw him forth. No longer will his presence scar the gardens of Buzun-ghâr or spread out into wider Moria. I worry that more and stronger of his kind may lurk in the deep places, but there is little enough we can do if that is true. I am delighted to have helped you fight the source of this rot, Beriathan. May the dwarves have learned a lesson in this.
It will be some time before these gardens recover, but recover they will.
It will be some time before the plants and gardens within Buzun-ghar can be restored, but your defeat of Grawulun the Caerog will make that possible where it was not before. You have done well, Beriathan, and I am pleased that you have helped save the dwarves from their own hard-headed determination to delve where they should not. A dwarf of the Iron Garrison came to speak with Orvar while you were in the depths. I believe he had a message for you.
That was no great task for you, was it? These elves worry for nothing.
Well, Beriathan, that was no great task, was it? Why should Coronuthiel and Nymphalek worry so greatly about sealing away Buzun-ghar when you so ably defeated Grawulun the Caerog? And now this passage can be of great benefit to the dwarves.
Bróin has not been the same since he was returned to us.
The messenger sent by Bróin was very clear that we should deal first with the corruption within Buzun-ghar. Yet once that was done, his master desired greatly that you visit him again on the peaceful path located in the Mastering Hold, east of Sul-Nuldum and west of the Stone Hold, here along Durin's Way. The entrance to the peaceful path is northeast of Buzun-ghar. If you will allow me this, Beriathan, I must tell you that Bróin has not been the same since you returned him to us. It is no fault of his own, for he endured much in the watery den of the Watcher, bears its name, but the son of Brog remained being now a little touch in the head, and then to lose his cousin Bori to the forces of Maza, it cannot have helped. Treat him kindly and with patience, Beriathan, but if the requests he makes of you seem a little peculiar, you will at least know the cause. Okay. quite a party. Quite a group. Alright, let us go now, Geralif. Alright, so we're really not that far from Bróin. We can try and make our way through here and avoid some of these guys. See, look how long it took for the dawn to arrive. I just wish I remembered that I need to go to Caerog to meditate. Because if we get a lot of quests and this gets taken out of the tracker, I'll need to keep that in mind. But that's no biggie.
Die.
Leave me alone. Dead. Alright, here we are inside a peaceful path. Let us talk to Bróin. Bróin, here.
Buzun-ghâr is safe, but what of Moria? My cousin remains still a captive of Mazog.
Hello again, Beriathan. My messenger returned from Buzun-ghâr with the news that you were in the depths trying to end the corruption that was found in that passage. I see that you were successful. Bróin seems about to say something else, but decides against it. After an uncomfortable pause, he begins again, and this time the words come in a torrent. I cannot understand why we waste so much effort on such insignificant tasks while my cousin Bori languishes in the dungeons of Mazog. Why still do my father's dwarves mine while Bori is held? He may not still live, but if he does, just as I endure in the watery den of the Watcher, could it not be that every hour we waste brings him closer to death at the hands of the orcs, and still no one does anything? Bróin takes a long breath, making an effort to calm himself. My father has asked me to search for records of my notes in Khazad-dûm, but I cannot bring myself to do such useless work. If you will do it in my place, I can continue trying to think of some way to help Bori. Look for these records in any of the old archives in the Great Delving, the Chambers of Wisdom, Knowledge, or Deep Thought, or in Caerog. We'll need to take a swift travel to the 21st hole and from there to the Dolmen View. And I think the closest one to the Dolmen View is the Chamber of Wisdom, I think it is.
The shadow of Mordor will not long fill the halls of Khazad-dûm.
And because we don't have a swift travel to Durin's Threshold, I think it would be faster if we could get to Durin's Threshold and from there to the Chamber of Deep Thought. But that's not the case. We can either go to Caerog or to the Chamber of Wisdom. Chamber of Wisdom or Chamber of Knowledge. Both of them are really close. So let us try and make our way to them. Because I think it's over here, really. It's really short. The journey. If you know the way, good. Please let the records be in here. You have found mining records, but they contain some curious information. Gilbertine 220 of the west side, middling. Gilbertine 6 over piling on the west side, reach. Permission for work on Haradum expired, 3rd June. Record sent to Kadarsaram, Harasgun, concerning lapse of rights in the exercise of construction for the arches. Melkolth Stone Carver commissioned for detailed work on rear wall of Rush during nighttime for completion of Surturk. Special instructions withheld by order of Durin. Redhorn 4 and 10, middling. Redhorn 5 and 10, middling. Okay, that's really interesting indeed. So we're gonna master in the 21st hole, but before going back to Bróin, I'm gonna end the episode in here, but I'm gonna take the time to actually well, clean up a little bit my allies. Some of them have already been reached to level cap. I think it's time for me to replace the sword, replace the javelin, and reforge some of these, deconstruct some of these, but I don't want to take really any more of your time in doing so. So I'm gonna end the episode here, do all that, and get back to you when I'm ready to go back to Bróin. So thank you for watching today's episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you on the next one. In the time being, my friends, stay safe, take care, good luck to you all, and I will see you later.